This week, the House passed the Respect for Marriage Act. The landmark marriage equality bill now heads to President Biden's desk for a signature.
But what does it do, and why was the bill passed 7 years ago after the Supreme Court ruled same-sex marriage bans unconstitutional? Well, joining us to explain that is family attorney Chris Melcher. Good morning.
Well, thanks for having me.
Thank you for being here. Why exactly did this author's bill feel it was necessary? The author of this bill feel it was necessary?
So it's cleaning up a few things. Right now, we still have the Defense of Marriage Act on the books, which says that a marriage is between a man and a woman. And so this bill is redefining it gender neutral to say it's a marriage between two people, and leaving it to the states then to put other conditions on a marriage license as long as it's not discriminatory. The other thing, and most importantly, that it's doing is saying that if a marriage is valid in one state, like say it's done in California validly, that marriage has to be recognized across all other states, even if they don't respect or same-sex marriages.
You were using it as an example. You may have clients that live in California, perhaps move to Texas. They want to know if their marriage is still valid.
That's a huge concern. Previously, at least before the U.S. Supreme Court stepped in years ago, we had many clients who were concerned about that. They would come to California to get a same-sex marriage and then wonder whether that would be recognized in the state where they lived. And it really created two classes of people, same-sex and opposite-sex folks wanting to be married but treating totally different under the law.
I'm glad you brought up the Supreme Court because, of course, everyone remembers in 2015 when they ruled that bans on same-sex marriage are unconstitutional. So talk about the need for this new legislation when there is that Supreme Court decision.
Yeah, it's a great question, because why are we talking about this right now is because we saw what happened with Roe versus Wade. Earlier this year, the U.S. Supreme Court changed, its decisions over 50 years and saying, hey, that's no longer recognized as a constitutional right. And when Justice Clarence Thomas was co-authoring that opinion, he said maybe it's time to revisit whether same-sex marriage is also protected under the Constitution. And that's why this bill is stepping in and at least provide some protections, because if that decision is changed, a majority of the states will reinstate their bans on same-sex marriage.
You talk about those protections. I'm reading here, interracial marriage isn't protected as it stands now?
It's absolutely protected for a very long time, and I think they put that into the bill, again, just to be careful, because it was a shock to many people that the right to abortion, which had been acknowledged by the U.S. Supreme Court as being a constitutional right for 50 years, was thrown out. And then now we have the threat about same-sex marriage also maybe not being constitutionally protected, at least in the eyes of this Supreme Court. So they put that in there also to saying that interracial marriages, of course, are going to be protected as well.
I just want to point out, though, there is the court case, 1967 case, Loving versus Virginia. Didn't this codify the right to interracial marriage? And then you're saying, though, this is just another level in case courts ever change their mind.
That's right, because we have the courts and then we have the legislature. Right. And like with abortion, we relied on the courts to provide that protection, and there was no legislative protection at the federal level. So now what they're trying to do is get protection for same-sex marriage at the legislative level, just in case this court protection falls away.
And it seems like all bills will have to follow this format now.
Well, that's it, and they should have done that with the right of abortion, but I guess they just couldn't politically get the support behind it, and then now we see that this right that many people were relying on for the last 50 years was taken away.
Let's talk about the practical impacts for family law, because you're a family law attorney. So how does this change help families protect power to make, for example, medical decisions or other aspects that you deal with?
It's super important because it's not just entering into the marriage, but it's having all those rights and expectations of a spouse. So this is going into healthcare decisions, for example. So if we have same-sex couple that's married in California and then moves to a place like Texas, which wouldn't ordinarily recognize it, this bill would make sure that medical decisions are going to be made by that spouse and not somebody else. Also dealing with rights of inheritance, that spouse is going to have the right to inherit. If there's an adoption, that spouse can do that. So that bill is really making these same-sex marriages that are done lawfully in one state travel across the U.S.
Are there any other features of this bill, anything else that your clients may be asking?
Well, the concern is that the bill didn't go as far as it could have. It doesn't say that there is a constitutional right to same-sex marriage. I guess they didn't have the political support for that. So they're just making these marriages lawful across the U.S. if it was done lawfully in the place where they got married. But it didn't go to that extra step. So that is creating some uncertainty, and it's unsettling to these couples to know, with clients that I have, of whether their marriage is going to actually hold up, why they would have to come to California if they're from Texas, for example, to get married here. So it is a little unsettling to have those questions.
Yeah, well, we really appreciate you coming on and clearing up some of this for any confusion that our home viewers had and sharing your insights. Thank you so much. For more on Chris and his firm, visit waltermelcher.com, or you can follow him on Twitter. You see his handle there.